Hello, faithfuls. I'm Rayan.
I'm Will.
And I'm Welsh.
And we're back to discuss the fantastic return of the Traitors UK on BBC One and BBC iPlayer. This is episode 37 of It's Just a Game. Hello and welcome to episode 37 of It's Just a Game. This is the podcast where we watch reality TV so you don't have to. Each episode we discuss the best moves, the most iconic moments and the key drama of your favourite reality TV shows. This is a bit of a special preview episode. Tonight we're here to discuss episode 1 of series 3 on the Traitors UK. We're going to be here throughout the series. We'll be here every Saturday morning with a brand new episode debriefing the previous week's action. My name is Rayan, and in many ways, I was part of the furniture on the Traitors. Also joining me here is the strategist, the brains of the operation, Ivan. Hello, Ivan. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, really well, thank you. So excited to be back with Series 3. Bloody hell, we're back, lads. We're here again.
We're so back. Also joining me is the Brawns, the best traitor ever so far, if you ask me. Wilf. Hello, Wilf.
Oh, that was such a nice intro. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. Life's good. I hope you're all good, and I hope the listeners are good and enjoyed the first episode as I did.
We are all good. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. We are entering a spoiler zone. So if you have not seen episode 1 of series 3 of the Traitors UK, there are spoilers ahead. Head to BBC iPlayer and we'll see you in an hour. If you have seen episode 2, I know the preview is out on iPlayer. Don't worry, there will be no spoilers for this one. But first, if you've somehow missed some of the action in the first episode, Ivan is here with his recurring segment. He's going to summarize the highlights in his segment. What's been going on, Ivan? So, Ivan, let's go with your segment. What's been going on, Ivan? Segment.
What's been going on, Ivan? Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what's been going on. First of all, our usual train stops, and each carriage must choose one player to step off in a twist. Alexander, Jack, and Fozia leave their carriages, but they'll be back. Come on, wasn't worth the trip otherwise. Now, we're in the castle. Charlotte is putting on a Welsh accent, so in honour of that, I'm going to do the rest of this recap in Welsh. No, I won't, don't worry. Mina, Armani and Linda are made the Witches 3, double, boil and perhaps trouble, because there's a twist. In the final, players will not reveal their role when they leave. Let's talk about that later. Actually, Welsh, Ellen calls it. There'll be more women traitors this year. She must have watched how male-dominated last series was. Real-life Numa lyric, Maya He, recognises her sister's demeanour has changed. Jake notices that Linda turned when Claudia said traitors. Whoopsie! And then Yin is considered too much of a threat. Clearly didn't watch me on season 1 and is... Okay, Armani is moving mad all day. I learned that phrase from you, Ryan, and I'm 35. And starts off, passes names around the entire day, also starts off the round table. Literally, Armani, cool off. She even slightly turns on Linda on day 1 by saying an older woman might be a traitor, but then kind of deflects a little bit, going for Lisa. As the votes are about to be revealed, we have a cliffhanger, so everybody flocks to iPlayer. Yippee! And that's where we are now.
Look, there's been clearly a lot going on in that first episode already. Let's start with a general impression, just for thoughts, first vibes. I mean, I want to get your views. I'm loving this, but Wilf, what's your vibe? How are you feeling about this?
Can I just say, they've done something amazing this season by cutting out the first mission. I'm so sorry, for me, but I'm sorry, but for me, I found there were so many segments in episode 1. And for me, as somebody with ADHD, it was an easier watch for me to actually engage the whole way through and not like my mind going on side quests and stuff. I really enjoyed the format. I love that they replaced it with obviously the twist at the beginning with the train.
Yeah, I mean, about that, I think the reason why they put these big missions in, especially episodes 1 and 12, is so that there's stuff to look at in the trailer. And they didn't have a trailer, so it didn't really matter. And it just felt a bit like, well, let's just get straight to the meat of it. I think it lost something because it felt almost lower budget. Like when the train turned around, I was like, oh, the train's going back to the station. And then the train itself just kind of stopped. And everything felt a bit like, oh, it's the traitors, but not in a, I don't know, and in the twist itself was like, okay, it's a twist. It's kind of like the Kieran and Amos twist. They're not going to go into the castle. They're stepping off. Clearly they're not gone. Come on.
Probably
I
not.
think everything to me felt run of the mill, and like run of the mill is fine because it's the traitors, but I would have loved for there to be something that was like whack-a-boom, episode 1, what the hell's going on? This is, and even if it reverts to form in episode 2, I feel like it needs something a bit more lemony.
Also, I just watched Mr. Beast Games, right, on Amazon Prime, and that was basically what they did. They made people friends, and they went into a box together, and they were like, you have to decide who's not going. But I really like that.
And it was in Squid Game as well.
Do you want to hear my Mr. Beast impression? Can I do my do you want to hear my Mr.
Go on,
Beast
let's hear
impression? We've got 2 million people to win £1,000 with 6 million cameras. I'm Mr. Beast, and this man's about to jump off a cliff for £40 million. This man has died for £5, and all you have to do to win £1 million is sign your name on this contract. Don't read it.
And it's not all what it seems. By the way, do you want a car? Here's a car.
It looks like you're about to die. And you know what else is to die for? Feast of Balls, my brand new ball.
Scratch cards.
Okay, but look, generally on this series, one thing I really want to note, and let's take a moment to give a singular clap to David and the entire casting team, the producers, for the selection of... Not yet. I'll give you the go.
Oh, sorry.
No, premature clap.
Sorry.
Happens to the best of us.
I always come too early.
But look, a single clap to the casting team. Excellent group again. They all seem to be really good vibes. And this might actually be my favourite cast so far in a series of The Traitors. So I'm very excited to see where this goes, but it looks very promising. Now let's have a singular clap for the casting team.
Yeah, no, it's good. There's some standouts.
But no, oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the clap.
No, your clap really stood out there, Will. But I do think they've done well. They've got a very short amount of time to establish a lot of characters. So their solution was, don't establish a lot of characters, establish about 3. Which, it's fine. It's episode 1. You get the idea. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. We've watched near enough all of the Traitor seasons in loads of countries. Not all the ones that don't speak English, I can't. But this is my favourite cast. It really is. Like, apart from our own, I would never go against our own, but it is an amazing cast.
No, it's generally sensational. Now, listen, I can see in some of the characters. There's a few things I just want to stop at, because it made me stop for a second. I took a note and I was like, sorry, what? Starting with Charlotte. Charlotte is pretending to be Welsh for some reason. And it's just, I mean, I get it, because it's the same reason why I pretended I had a dog when I was on The Traitors. I wanted the producers to be like, oh, he's funny and he's a good liar, so we'll make him a traitor. Evidently, it didn't work here.
Did you pretend your dog was Welsh?
Yeah, my dog was actually Welsh. It barked with an accent. It went woof.
It went what? Do it again. Sorry, it went what? It went what?
I tried to do woof with the Welsh accent, but I actually don't know what a Welsh accent is like, so...
Woof in Welsh is the same. Woof.
Yeah, that's woof in a Welsh accent.
It's not enough syllables to get a Welsh accent out.
On the subtitles, people will get it. But no, like, Charlotte, what's going on here? What do we think? What is the play? Because also this is a hard lie to keep up. Pretending you've got a dog. Yeah, pretending you're Welsh now. I'm not sure.
Do you know what? For me, it's like, I've never really understood people that lie when they're faithful.
Well, they don't know they're faithfuls by that point, and you can't just take the accents. Like,
are you saying that, Will, what she should do is come in with an English accent, but if she gets selected to be a traitor, well, that was exciting, wasn't it? That's very blue collar one. Well, can't wait for you all to find out my lie.
That is exactly what she should be doing.
Weirdly sounding like Tom Jones. Well, I enjoyed your performance.
But I actually love her for that. Like, I'm a big fan. The other one, obviously, we've got to talk about that pair of sisters, one of which, Armani, is a traitor. Like, that traitor selection, generally, for thoughts, vibes. I mean, I'm a big fan of... We've been asking for a long time to have a pairing where one of them is a traitor, to see the dynamics. And this can go one of 2 ways. The first way is, you know your partner or your sister too well, you'll know they're traitors straight away, and that's the end of it. Or you manage to play the long game and you actually have to betray your own sister at some point, both of which are really interesting angles. So I'm a big fan of that. And the other traits are also really interesting. I love that they're women. I love that we've got a good range of people. It's a great change from last year again.
Yeah, I went into, like, I've talked to quite a few people before, and that was one of the things that I was saying is I hope there's a female dominant traitor scene, because last year it was so many men, and it was like, oh, I just wanted to see more women. And for the 3 that they chose, I was really happy with. There's a range, age range. The dynamics are really, really cool. And I'm just going to say it. I love Mina. Sorry. I think she's
awesome. She's so capable. She seems so intelligent. And we're seeing the show through her eyes a lot. Like Armani, she's definitely dominant. I think she's going to be the Paul of this series, where she's going to be trying to make big moves the entire time, trying to gobble up the scenery, basically. And that's fine. That's good. It's going to make great TV. But I think, her sister's already onto her. She's that sort of like just overacting for the sake of being seen to be faithful. I think really Mina is
Mina. I think,
Mina is going to be a major player in this season.
I think she's gonna. What's going to happen? There's going to be, obviously we've not got the Diane Ross, the Tom and Alex moment anymore, or there might be. You never know. But I think that whole moment where she turns on her sister at the round table and gets rid of her sister, that's going to happen. I can feel it. Like, it just makes sense. Yeah. And she will solidify herself as a faithful, and everyone will be like, she got rid of her sister. Like, she's going to go far, like Mina, because of that. I liked Amani though at the beginning, and then sort of, like, I still like her. She's a traitor. I have to be with the traitors, right? But at the same time, it was like planting the seeds instead of just stepping back and watering them when people mention people. Like, oh yeah, I could see that. Like,
she is moving very mad.
She's moving mad.
We have seen quite a few times now that people will go, so where did this, like, everyone's been saying this name, where did it come from? Who was the first person to bring up the name? And if it keeps coming back to Armani, that is cut and dried, obvious traitor behavior. So she has to be really, really careful with how many moves she starts, because as you say, Will, there's a difference, isn't there, between instigating a move and jumping on a move. And really, at this point in the game, you weren't instigating moves in episode 1. You certainly weren't. And I think that is a risk to play, I would say.
And then we've got Lisa?
Linda.
So Lisa is the other slightly older lady. Lisa, I'm going to support to the end because she's from Cornwall. Linda is 70-year-old retired opera singer who, when Claudia said traitors, she went,
that was hilarious.
Sorry, do you mean me or the other two?
But you can't win.
It stood out so much because nobody turned their head but her, and it looked so... I'm going to actually put the clip on it.
One of the things that Tom was accusing me of was turning when they said faithfuls, because there is such thing as overproving. So you can't win. Basically, what you have to do is not look at or acknowledge Claudia in any way. Traitors, no. Faithfuls, no. Welsh people, yes.
Or just look at her constantly. Like, you stare at her the whole way.
Sweating profusely. Don't look at Claudia. You can't win if you look at Claudia.
So, I mean, let's be real, traitors. It's pretty clear then that Linda's probably not making it to the end. Armani's probably not making it to the end. Mana probably has a better chance.
Wait, why are you saying that, bro? We know what they do. They always make somebody who goes really far look really weak at the beginning. They've done it in season 2 with Harry. They made Diane was straight on him. They made him look vulnerable in the edit. And then with me, they just made me look vulnerable for the first 2 episodes and made me look like the worst faithful that was going to go. And then that changed. So I think Linda is going to be that one. I think Linda's going to be the one that goes really far.
Cool. Love that. Fantastic.
Potentially. We'll get to the sort of guessing recurring segment in just a second, but the last player I want to stop on for a second is Ellen. Beyond the fact I'm completely in love with Ellen, purely for one reason, it's a time when she was like, yeah, as a Welsh translator, I'm good at reading people, and that will never not be funny to me. What is the correlation between a Welsh translator and reading people?
Can we do a round of that?
Let's do a round of that.
What jobs? I'll do an Anglican priest. As an Anglican priest, I communicate with God And if I can communicate with someone who doesn't even exist, you know I can communicate with real people.
Oh, you're so... That's so deep.
Let me remind myself of their jobs. I'm going to use one of them.
As a window cleaner who's afraid of heights, I know I can spot traitors because I can clean a window so much I can spot my reflection. That's it.
They're transparent to me, like a window.
Right, Ryan, pick a job. Be a Yorkshire landscaper.
As a Yorkshire landscaper, I know the lay of the land. I'm going to be able to tell you who the traitors are.
As a barber, I know how to cut straight to the truth.
I like that.
Beautiful.
Just easy.
We'll do more of these, I'm sure, later. But I find like I'm just a massive fan of Ellen just for that one line. It's just so funny. Anyway.
Anyway, since you're all here and it's the beginning of the season, I think it's time for my new recurring segment.
Whee!
I think I agree.
It's this week. It's called Whoo!
But sorry, I thought there was an owl in my room.
No, that's it.
Oh, look, who's this? It's the owl from the beginning of the Traitors.
Does the owl speak Welsh?
Pretending to be Welsh.
I am a Welsh owl, and I'm here to tell you about who is going to be a key player in the season.
What has this become? It's just like, what is... So sorry, everyone.
The owl will sit here judging. I'm not going to... The owl has decided not to speak anymore, but we are going to make some predictions. Some important tropes that we get every season. We're going to say who we think from the season is going to be this season's that. So your first category is the Maddie Marple, the Jazza Christie, the faithful who's a good detective who gets a name related to fiction, it seems. So who's it going to be?
It's going to be Jake, the project manager, the guy that went in on Linda and started saying about the table turning her head. He was straight on it. I think he's going to be the person who's going to be the next Maddie Marple.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go, because these are all entirely wild guesses based on nothing. I'm going to go Kasim. You know what? He's got a solid mind on his shoulders.
I like him.
I think he's sitting in the background a little bit quiet right now because it's episode 1. And I mean, let's bear in mind, these are all guesses based on 60 minutes of episode, 20 minutes of which are beauty shots of Scotland. So we are entirely shooting in the dark here. But I think Kasim's got a really good head on his shoulder.
Some people say one thing. So like,
based on the time he went in and said, "Hi, I'm a doctor," and then we didn't hear from him again, I trust him.
Well, Ivan, who's yours?
I think I'm going to go Lisa, because I like the idea, the cozy crime idea of an Anglican priest going around just absolutely nailing all of the traitors. I haven't seen it from her yet, but I'm going to choose her a lot because she's from Cornwall, and therefore I have to support her. So Wilf, you've gone Jake, Ryan, you've gone Kasim, I have gone Lisa. Next one. Who'll be Mother, who is going to be the person that everyone on Twitter idolizes and is going to be just serving C***.
I think, strangely, I don't think it fits very well, but I think it's going to be the Anglican priest.
Lisa.
Mm-hmm. I do. I think it's a one to throw out there.
I think most people would say Linda, and I would tend to agree, but actually I don't think she's going to be in there very long, and you need to be in there a little bit long to become Mother, and so I'm going to go Lisa as well.
I think it's going to be Francesca. She's only 44, so she's on the lower end of motherhood. But I think she's an interior designer. She's got excellent looks, and I think she might be kind of sassy and brilliant. The other possibility, of course, is Charlotte. But she's 32. She's younger than us. She looks older than us. She's younger than us, so she can't be Mother. So I think I'm going to go Francesca.
You just threw some shade there, bro.
No. She looks Mother, but she's not Mother. Is that
okay?
Hang on. Is that rude?
Yeah.
I don't think she looks old.
We'll let the viewers decide. Put it in the comment section.
Let the viewers decide. Was Ivan Brett from the Traitors? Was he rude?
I fully distance myself from Ivan's comments. I'm a massive fan of Charlotte.
Charlotte, if you're watching, I like an older woman. Don't you worry about it. I'm not making it worse.
I'm sure she'll be pleased to know.
Let's move on. Who will be public enemy number 1?
I'm really really hate saying this, but I think it's going to be Amani because, I think she's giving that vibe.
Oh.
But I like her. But the thing is, can I be honest? I went into the series going, I don't want to see any panto villain, but I don't really want to see that. Like, I think I just want to see that person. Don't play like, for me. That's just for me. So hopefully she doesn't become that panto villain. But I think she's going to get that little bit of hate, which is sad.
Yeah.
And if she does, you can DM me. Yeah, I got it too.
Ryan, what do you think?
It's a tough one. It's just a gut feeling. But going by the first episode, I'd probably go for Dan as well. Dan seems to shaping up to be the sort of useful idiot for the traitors.
Mate, he's a scouser. Leave him. I love him.
It doesn't mean he's an idiot. It just means that, he's the one who's going to be defending traitors day in, day out. And so they're going to keep him until the final for that.
I think I have to go Armani here. But it was going to be Jack because he has an obnoxious haircut. But then he spoke and actually seemed really nice. So he's fine. He passes. He may be gone, but he may be back.
You lot are ruthless tonight, man.
No, I said he had an obnoxious haircut. It's a choice. He's made a choice to have that. I have an obnoxious haircut. Anyway, he's lovely. Clearly, he's very, very nice. I was worried he wouldn't be, but he clearly is very, very nice. Armani, I think, is going to rub people up the wrong way. For sure.
I will accept no Armani slander on this podcast, let me tell you. I love her.
Next question. Who will be the first recruit for the traitors?
Joe, the English teacher. I think he's a really nice guy. I think everybody likes him. And I think they'll think, if we get him, he'll be able to infiltrate from the inside sort of thing. So maybe Joe, or they'll recruit somebody who people are looking at just to get rid of them.
Mm.
But I don't know. You know what they do. That thing that I'm a bit bored of. Backstabbing the traitors and the traitors and the traitors. It's just, I hope it's not a carousel of traitors. Like last year was so many. It was just constant, wasn't it?
We'll see, but there's some really interesting faithfuls, so I suspect hopefully not. I am going to go... See, if I'm a traitor in the series, strategically... I'm going to pick a fourth woman because then when I've thrown two women under the bus, nobody's going to think it's another third woman and a fourth woman. So if I was to recruit another woman, I'd probably go Leanne, just because I think she'd be... You could easily paint a picture of look, this is the unsuspected traitor. This is someone who's been easily flying under radar, but actually, is a murderer hiding in a Barbie suit. And I think that'd be a good pick. So I think Leanne would probably be the first recruit.
I'm sorry if my Welsh dog was barking over you there, Ryan. I'm going to pick Maya. If Armani lasts long enough to recruit, I think she'll pick her sister. That'll be really fun. Even if it doesn't happen, it will be a good thing. My other thing I was going to say here was picking one of the three eliminated players. Well, one of the three who isn't Yin, because I thought that maybe... the role they'll play is they'll be back for one day. It'll be like, the traitors will decide who to bring back into the game, and they'll bring them back into the game by recruiting them. That's a thing I thought might happen with this. Could be fun. So I was almost actually going to pick Jack there, but I don't think I will. I think I'll go Maya.
I really want a bunch of traitors that are close, that actually want to get to the end together. That try their hardest to get to the end together. And the only way they can actually get that narrative right is by having them two sisters as traitors from the beginning. So but imagine two sisters at the end with the traitor's dilemma. Amazing. But then they're just going to share the money without people knowing, aren't they?
They would share it. I mean, the only problem with that, the reason why they didn't make them that at the beginning of the game is that's incredibly overpowered. But I think Armani should realise that and make that recruitment, because if they trust each other, then they can go the whole way. Two traitors who trust each other in this particular game is amazingly powerful. So now we're on to the big question, which is who's going to win the show? Now, the difficulty with this is that the person who picks first has a huge advantage. So to do that, we're going to play a little mini game. I want you all to think of a number. The idea is to be the middle number. Okay, so the number can be 0 to infinity. It can't be less than 0. It can only be a whole number. And it needs to be the middle number. If there is a tie, we will go again. Who would like to reveal the number first?
I'll go. I put 14,000.
Ryan?
I put 16.
And I put 3. which means that Ryan, you go first, and you also get the power to pick who goes second. So Ryan, who's your first draft for the winner of the Traitors?
Lisa.
Okay. Who would you like to pick next?
Ivan, you go next.
I'm going to pick Mina.
No!
Mina, just to piss off Wilf, but also because I think she stands the greatest chance of those 3 traitors of winning the game. Wilf, your first pick?
Do you know what? I'm going to throw one out there. I'm going to put Tyler. I've got a feeling that if the Faithfuls win, he's going to be part of that group.
I like that. Wilf, you get to pick next.
I'm going to stick with my roots. I'm going to go Freddie from Peterborough. Big up the P-Town Massive.
Nice one. Okay, my second pick is going to be Dan. Ryan?
Oh,
I'm going Kasim.
Yeah, good pick. Okay, that's Ryan 2. Ryan, pick your third one.
Charlotte.
Ryan 3. I'm going to pick Armani.
Anna.
Wilf 3. And another one?
I'm going to say, just because we haven't seen much from him, it could make an appearance, like a proper impact, and we just don't know it yet, is Leon.
Yeah, actually, I really agree with that. Let's Joe. I think Joe stands a really good chance. Ryan?
I'm going to go Linda.
Okay, that's your fourth pick. Fifth pick, Ryan?
Keith.
Could be.
I like Keith.
I'm going to go Leanne because her name is right there. Wilf?
Nathan, and I want to do... No, I don't want to do... That sounds wrong. I'm going to choose Francesca.
I will, for my final pick, I'll pick Ellen. And Ryan, for your final pick?
Fozia. I reckon she comes back.
Nice one. All right, good. Lovely, which means that Alexander, Jack, Livy, Maya, and Jake are undrafted. And Yin, of course, is the only person who is officially out of the game. If none of those 18 win, we're just officially bad at this game. I think I've got a pretty good slate there. Pretty happy with that. Very excited to see if who I selected is going to be the winner.
That's our predictions then. We'll see how well we fare. No later than Friday night when we'll be back for our first proper episode. Which really will be episode 2, but technically episode 1. We'll be debriefing episodes 1 to 3 of the Traitors UK Series 3. But until then, my name is Ryan. You can follow me on Instagram at Ellen for the win.
Hi, my name is Will. You can follow me with at Mina for the win.
My name is Ewan. You can follow me at Welsh. People are clearly more trustworthy.com.
And from all of us here, it's see you in a few days' time, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Shepherd.
Bye, driver.
You know they drive on the right in Wales. You know that?
That is true.
No, it's not. It's
No.
close. It was the other one.